Всех приветствую, с вами Колосс. И да, это Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. И 20-я, наверное, попытка уже записать видео. Если считать с учетом того, что был стрим, ребят, в первый же день. Прям в первую секунду, как игра релизнулась, ребят. И да, играю сейчас на ультрах. Так вот, ребят. С меня контент, ребят, честно, я уже устал записывать, даже записывать, ребят, устал с вас. Лайк, подписка на YouTube и на Twitch, на котором я регулярно стримлю. Ребят, подписываемся, ссылка в описании. Вы, ребят, очень умные, ребят, я в вас верю. Да, и перезаписать, ребят, если что, бывают баги, если что, я регулярно, будут такие мелкие, скажем так, маленький такой монтажик, когда буду исправлять звук, ребят, честно. Но уже, ребят, честно, было, когда пропал звук. Причем неоднократно, причем уже раза 2 или 3 было. Да.
What are you doing here? Go and take cover in the keep.
Can't hold out against this onslaught much longer. Go and take cover with the others.
Look out!
Godwin! Where's your weapon? To the battlements! Move!
Father! Will you come to anoint us before we die?
We'll get anointed after the battles are hands. With booze. Get ready!
Prepare to shoot! Positions!
Ну, давайте уже геймплей. Да, ребят, если что... Да, какая 20-я попытка, да? Я надеюсь, сейчас резко озвучка не будет вырубаться, как это было. Да, верни арбалет на место, у тебя свой есть. О, 50 FPS, ребят, если что, но Full HD. Ладно, хоть и Full HD. Ну, ультра настройках. Ребят, прикиньте, в 4К, ну, ребят, нет. Оно того нафиг не стоит. Потому что 15 FPS. В 4К, правда. Ну, давай. Мимо. Чё, даже не попал? Ну, давай, попадай уже. Нехороший человек редиска. О, теперь есть. Да. Прям в глаз, ребят. Даже не в печень. Есть что, в ГТРП. Нет, давайте в лучников. Ребят, если что, я цели я вижу и читал. Причем неоднократно. Ай, иди. Он же вроде зарядил, нет? Ой, осуждаю такое, ребят. Тут... Ой, попал. И огонек. Ребят, в ГТРП, конечно. Чё, куда? Куда? Да, ну давай. Да, ребят, если что, я вот этот маршрут уже в принципе знаю. Там же 20-я попытка. То 15 FPS на... Просто на Full HD, то 15 FPS на ультра в 4К. То минус озвучка, то еще что-то. Давай. Я тебя так месить буду. Все. Да, вот сейчас, ребят. Да, катсцена, как обычно, в 30 FPS. Да, кстати, мне еще непонятно, знаете что? Почему Генри в оригинальной озвучке, если... Как вы можете слышать, ребят? Зовут Индриш, или как там его? Ну это же Генри, ребят. Имена и фамилии не приводятся. Я не знаю, как переводится, но на всякий случай осуждаю. А так, ребят, кстати, пишите, как вам, в принципе, эта игра. Там графон, там еще что-нибудь. Что-нибудь в комменты напишите, ребят. Хоть лайк, хоть дизлайк в комменты напишите. Я буду рад. Если вы даже посмотрите, я буду очень рад. О, ребят, прикиньте, 340 FPS мне Steam говорит. Ладно, уже 200. Может, несколько недель назад. Я надеюсь, кстати, вот здесь вот тоже озвучка пропала в один из прошлых разов. Так, а пауза работает? А, нет.
was that you keep yelling, Sir Hans?
Good gracious, Henry, you don't mean to tell me you don't know Latin?
My apologies, Your Grace. Unfortunately, I was too busy shoveling shit and picking turnips to find time for studying Latin.
We shall have to rectify that. I can't have an ignoramus for a personal bodyguard.
Anyway, this Audens, whatever. What does that actually mean?
Audentes fortuna juvat. Fortune favors the brave.
I don't doubt it. All we have to do is deliver a letter to Lord Otto von Bergov and ride back again. Doesn't take much bravery.
Christ, Henry, don't be such a stick in the mud. Aren't you glad to be finally out of that hellhole where we can finally enjoy some adventure? See a bit of the world.
Да, кстати, этого, по-моему, уже не было. Я не помню, как озвучка была. Ну, как бы очень резко поменялось. Да. Само, причем, это Windows 11, если что.
Trotsky's in the middle of nowhere, so I wouldn't expect much excitement there.
God help me, my bodyguard's a monk who can't speak Latin.
Sir, Trotsky.
Так, интересно, кстати, а у меня за музыку-то не забанят, нет? А то очень сильно интересно. А то я пытаюсь что-нибудь сказать, как раз таки, когда на музыку ложится.
My word. That is fucking impressive.
Давайте так на всякий случай осуждаю.
Bergov must be made of money. Well, Henry,
А, вот, как раз вот здесь вот.
Adventures that will become the stuff of legends.
Of course I am. We'll show them what fine fellas have turned up on their doorstep.
You bet we will. We'll hand over our important message and then hop, skip to the nearest tavern. We'll drink to our success and chase some local wenches, eh? But why didn't Uncle Hanush take care of
Ребят, кстати, прикиньте, если что, в принципе-то я персонажем не управляю. Он сам.
He'll hand over all the Ratai estates to you one day. So I expect he wants to be sure you won't botch it.
Of course. How could I possibly botch it up? There are foreign armies rampaging through Bohemia. The king is in captivity, God knows where, and here we are in the middle of it all, carrying an important document. No, I intend to make the most of this trip, one way or another.
So do I. How
Ладно, я вам обманул, я камеру управляю.
Al dentes fortuna juvat. See now, there's the Henry I know and love. Well, enough of the chat. Trotsky's almost within reach.
Sir Hans, how's it looking there in the back?
All good, Oates. Just keep your eyes on the road ahead.
Exactly. If anything in front of us even looks like it's moving, we want to know.
Keep your hair on, Nick. Old Oak's got eyes like a hawk. I don't miss nothing.
Да, я вот до этого места как раз доходил, вот до этого диалога. Но звука не было. Да, и я в принципе переустанавливал игру.
Should we get ready for a fight?
Take it easy, Henry. They're wearing von
Да,
Bergov's
вот
colours
Индра.
and Trotsky.
По факту он Генри.
Besides, stand a chance against them. Don't do anything foolish, fellas. Just follow my orders.
Halt! What are you after here?
Is this usually how you greet visitors, my good man?
This is how we greet armed strangers when bandits are pillaging everywhere.
Can you not distinguish between a noble and a bandit, sir?
It's not always that straightforward these days. Who are you people?
Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. I bear a letter for Sir Otto von Berghoff from my master, Sir Hanush of Leipa.
This is indeed the seal of the Lords of Lipa. And unless I am mistaken, Lord Hanush of Lipa is on the side of King Wenceslas.
Well,
While my master is a member of the League of Lords, who side with King Sigismund.
well,
So it would appear we are enemies.
Давайте жить дружно, ребят. И выкурим трубку мира. Да, если что, сигареты я осуждаю. Так, на всякий случай. Че, давайте в дипломатию, ребят.
We're carrying a message with the aim of putting a stop to the hostilities.
And who are you?
Henry, from Skalitz.
Давайте, я солдат и телохранитель. Кстати, я вот это вот не видел. Солдат превыше оценит крепко. Советник предпочитает решать проблемы, пользуясь своими знаниями, острым языком, кстати. Давайте вот я выбирал, в принципе, солдата-телохранителя.
I'm a soldier and Lord Capon's bodyguard. My job is to defend him with my life.
From Skalitz, you say? The one that King Sigismund's Cuman forces plundered?
And slaughtered everyone. Even so, I'm not going to Trotsky as an enemy, but as a peace envoy.
Even so, you're still strangers here, and armed strangers to boot. And as it happens, we're on the trail of just such a band. So why should I trust you?
Да, ребят. Вы как понимаете, да?
We want to resolve conflicts, not to stir up more. That's why we're talking here. We have no intention of attacking you. You might be concerned that we're lying about who we are, but we showed you our letter with its seal. That should be enough for you. Or is it not?
You don't seem like any messenger to me.
Блин.
More like some uppity brat. Didn't you say you were a god? Don't try to pull the wool over my eyes.
Ладно, я, по-моему,
Don't
что-то
listen to
другого
him,
брал, потому что у меня
Captain.
был успех.
He's traveling with me for the first time, and evidently, he's got a bit above himself. We've come on the orders of Margrave Jobst of Moravia, and we bear a message from Sir Hanush of Lipa, Divish of Tarnberg, and Radzig Kobula. Our message concerns the offer of an alliance that it seems you need as much as we do right now.
All right, then. You may carry on, but put your men in their place, sir, before their impertinence leads you into trouble.
Indeed, I will. Thank you, Captain.
Снова катсцена. Причем пререндеренная.
Sorry about the cold reception. You must be cautious. These bandits create mayhem, then vanish like ghosts. We'll be on our way.
Oh, so you won't accompany us to the castle to see your lord?
Sorry, sir, we can't. Listen, you won't make it to the castle before nightfall, and Sir Otto's orders are to not admit anyone after dark, especially while we're away. You'd best camp until daybreak.
I'll take your point. I mean, back home, the last time someone let a nobleman in trouble into their castle, we had to bombard it to get him out. Is there an inn in these parts, at least?
There is one, but it's a bit of a way out, and I'm not sure your lordship would like it very much.
God! What kind of a backwater have they sent us to? I just suppose we'll just have to manage somehow. Good luck in hunting down those bandits.
Thomas, captain at Trotsky. Thank you. And sorry again. Farewell.
Farewell.
Well, this is a bit of a hold-up. What now?
Since there's no tavern within reach, we'll just bed down here for the night. The pond looks inviting, and we've got wine enough.
Покупаться, да?
bandits?
Well, they're probably keeping their heads down, what with that big patrol combing the woods for them. Come on, fellas. We'll camp here on the bank. At least we can bathe. I stink almost as bad as the rest of you, and you lot are rank.
Ну, давай. Так, можно что-то сделать, Барбос.
Henry, whistle at that mutt of yours to stop barking.
Mutt! What's all the fuss about, Mutt? Are you that hungry?
Okay.
All right, I'll see what I can get for you.
Hoorah! Peace at last.
Давай.
That ba-
Ну, давай.
Listen, would you have some scraps for Mutt?
That's a good one. He already gobbled up a piece of venison while I was having a piss. I've got one last sausage and I'll be saving that for the way back. Look, Henry, I'm fond of that beast, but you ought to keep him under control.
Давай,
Listen.
попробую.
If you give me that sausage now, I'll bring you something from the feast tomorrow. They'll surely serve us up some real delicacies at Lord Bonbergov's castle. And I'll be invited too.
You might be right. After all, you're a noble
Осуждаю
bastard,
такое,
and
ребят,
Sir
вы
Hans
чё?
always keeps you close at hand. All right then, here's your sausage. And don't forget about me tomorrow. My favourite is boar meat with rose hip sauce and cabbage.
Ну, давай.
Here, Mutt.
О, анимации никакой не сделали, жалко.
Henry, come here.
Давай, что расскажешь?
What the fuck was that about?
What was what about?
With that captain? I thought they got us all. The way you provoked him.
Ну, давай.
You're right. I got a bit carried away.
Well, you shouldn't have. We're lucky they didn't shoot us down on the spot. Did you notice how many of them there were? You better keep your nose out of it next time.
I apologise. You're right.
That's all right. I understand how you feel. His tone got on my nerves too. And keep quiet tomorrow in front of von Bergov. I'm here to do the talking. We'll deliver our message and fulfill our mission. If we arrange a truce with the League of Lords, then Hanush will finally have to take me seriously. Well, since you're so sure of yourself, how about stretching our limbs a bit after that long journey? With a bit of swordplay?
You're in the mood for that after riding so long?
Certainly. So then, eh? Eh?
All right then. Just a bit of swordplay for the hell of it? Or shall we have a wager?
Let's save the wagers for later.
Oh, you afraid?
Keep the biting remarks to yourself. You've got armor on, so just grab your helmet. Here's a practice sword for you. Have that ready too.
О, кстати... Что, кстати, по снаряжению как изменилось? О, кстати, а прикольно, кстати, выглядит. Причем реально прикольно. А где зайти? Давай.
So, should we start?
Do you think we're going to fight with our cocks? Put on your helmet and armor, grab a practice sword, and come along.
Давай.
We start with the swordplay.
Where's your helmet? Surely you don't want me to poke your eye out?
А, серьезно, еще шлем надеть? О, ну... Ладно, все равно, кстати... Сколько... А, ты... У меня 1,5, кстати, косаря грошей.
Can we start with the swordplay?
You've got your armor. Good. I won't hold back. Ready? Let's start. Draw your sword.
Hang on.
А,
Let's get
ну
warmed up.
доставай.
I'll attack you a few times. You defend.
Go ahead. Is that the best you've got?
Ребят, если что, я играл...
Even work
О,
off the
кстати.
sweat.
Oh, you will soon enough.
А, вот что
A
значит.
foe in
4
plate
сторон.
armor has to be worn down.
Let's see it then. Attack properly now. A longer sequence. Enough!
Now you're warmed up, eh?
Yeah. But you're pretty winded yourself. While you're attacking, you
А,
still have to
блокирован
take
на
care you
на
have strength
ПКМ, да?
left to defend.
Save the advice and try it yourself.
Да, 4 стран стало.
On guard. Good.
Ау.
Wrong. What are you doing?
А,
Cover.
удерживаю. Ладно, я не прочитал.
Why don't you cover yourself?
Ну же.
Nice.
А,
That's the way.
ладно, ребята, это только обучение. Ну, давай.
Good.
И сверху.
That's the way.
That's enough. No one's ever won a duel just by blocking. You've got to make an opening to strike back. And you do that by means of a perfect block.
Perfect block, eh? You've become a real swordsman.
Start your attack then.
Nice, Henry. That's it.
Да, вот на идеальный блок
But what about a
удобнее.
riposte?
Серьезно,
Reckon
ребят.
you can manage that?
Why wouldn't I? Nothing to it. I just follow up a perfect block immediately with a strike. I'll show you.
Get ready. Nice.
Да, вот это, кстати, прикольно.
You have to block first. Good, Henry. You have to block first. Well, hey, you're not as good as Captain Bernard, but that wasn't bad.
Be sure to remember, if someone gives you a riposte, you can still fend it off with a perfect block. And it's best to follow up right away with your own riposte.
Yeah, right. But what if I want to attack in such a way that you can't make a perfect block?
Then it's best to attack at a spot where your opponent isn't covered, where he's not holding his weapon. You defend, and I'll show you how.
All right, come on then. Nice work, Henry. Slow. Nice.
А, кстати, а как делать колющие
all
удары?
right. I get it. For Christ's sake. Enough demonstrations and explanations.
Let's have one training duel to finish up, eh?
Indeed. And let's have a wager to spice things
А,
up. How
серьезно?
about 100 groschen?
Ну, да, давай. Не, идет.
All right. 100 groschen it is.
Defend yourself. Your first hit.
I've had enough.
And it's done.
А,
And you've had it. I say the victor is clear. I'll get my winnings from you later. Now it's time to eat. Oh, that's
Я даже не посмотрел, на что я нажал. Ребят, на что я нажал?
So who won, gentlemen?
That's obvious, isn't it? Henry learned a lesson or two, and I won our bet. At least I'll have someone to buy me drinks in the tavern.
Кстати,
It was almost
ладно,
like that time in Ratai.
стороны я посмотреть не могу.
True. Only I won that time. Your bow, which came in very handy afterwards.
You were unbelievably lucky, beating me after just one day of training. True, I wasn't in my best form that day. We had a drink or two beforehand.
Oats? What's this food supposed to be?
What's left of our supplies. Tomorrow we'll be at the castle, and we'll get some decent grub.
If you told us earlier, I could have shot a hare. And you could have cooked it like they did in the tavern the day before yesterday.
That tavern where you drank away all your coin?
Ha! You've got to have some fun.
And then you tried it on with the innkeeper's daughter when you were shit-faced.
She was pretty. A real peach. Admit it.
Only a fella was there.
Так. Интересно, что выбрать? Так, пришлось мне тебя оттаскивать, я вас разнял. Давайте силу.
And I had to drag you out of that tavern before everyone pounced on us.
And he had his work cut out. You wasn't having it much.
Now,
Oh.
if you was able to court the lasses like me, maybe she wouldn't have started screeching.
I can't say I'm surprised. Just imagine it, fellas. You're a fair maiden. Your lovely locks falling on your shoulders. No thought of wickedness. And then Tankard's fat head appears before you with his crooked mouth. And he says, "Where's the shit, oh my pretty?"
I've got nothing to regret. The whole world turns around wenches. Ain't that right, Henry? You never gave us the goods on that lass of yours. What was her name now?
Это какой? Тереза.
She
Да,
lived
все
with that
вспомнил.
crook Peshek at the mill.
And she saved my life.
A brave girl.
Aye. She's a fine lass. And? Is she any good? Like, is she any good? Get me?
Ну, давай, кстати, вот
brave.
это вот.
She saved my life when I went back to Skalitz after it was razed to bury my parents. And a bunch of mercenaries attacked me. And that's all I'll say.
You know, this travelling isn't too bad.
Apart from the mosquitoes.
Aye. Apart from them.
Where were you yesterday evening, Henry? You were late for supper. That's not what I call watching over our lord.
Hey, don't make trouble.
Так. Давайте ученость типа сделаем.
Needed a bit of peace and quiet. I had a stroll around, checking out what plants grow here, praying for the success of our mission. Then I came back.
At last someone with some sense who's not in a hurry all the time.
If I always had to think everything over, but...
I wouldn't have rolled in the hay with so many girls if I spent my time just thinking about it.
Thanks for the prayer, anyway.
And what about, time, sir? I mean, will we be getting any time off, sir?
It depends. Once von Berghoff hears us out, we should set off back home immediately.
What? Straight back on the road?
Well, we could stay a day or two, perhaps.
Does anyone know anything more about von Berghoff?
Да,
I've
помолчать.
already told you all I know. Von Berghoff is a very important nobleman, the royal chamberlain. He administers the country for the king, collects taxes. It's like this. There's the king, then him, then a very big gap, and then me. And we are envoys sent to offer him an alliance.
I heard he insists on having the finest swords, and that he's got a big collection of all kinds of swords and daggers.
Collecting them ain't the same as knowing how to use them.
And is he any good at sword fighting? It ain't nothing easy to learn.
Не, давайте мечи.
The sword is the weapon of a master. Balanced, fast, and suitable for all situations. Of course, you have to train with it and try to improve your technique, but the result is worth it.
I get it. It was just a
О,
training
кстати,
fight.
прикольно.
Pardon
Сразу
me.
владение мечом и ведение боя.
Swords,
Хотелось.
swords, swords. No doubt you're going to tell us again how the perfidious Istvan Toth stole your sword. And I thought you'd come round to thinking about other things.
That sword is the only reminder I had of Pa. We forged it together, just before he was slain. But that's another matter. I suppose you've heard enough of that, eh?
Well, you know.
Ah, it's all right.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in Istvan's shoes if you ever come face to face with him again.
What? So Radzig ain't dead, though?
Enough, enough. Otherwise we'll be here for hours again hearing how Martin the Smith raised him even though Radzig is his real father. It's complicated, and let's leave it at that. No offense.
Who'll help me tomorrow with getting supplies for the journey back?
We rolled dice for it, and I won, so Conrad goes.
What are you on about?
Enough. Oath, you're no fun at all. There'll be a feast at the castle tomorrow, so forget about supplies.
Anyone for another helping? There's plenty left. Maybe even a bit for morning. Hmm?
No thanks. I must wash myself down a bit.
My words exactly. We can't turn up at Trotsky tomorrow in this state.
Let's go and strip, Henry. Fellas, come and help us get out of this armor.
Are you really going to bathe here, Sir Hans? It don't look none too safe a spot to me.
Oh, don't be such an old woman, Oates. Bring some wine to warm our blood.
Yeah, we're not on a trip to the baths here, Sir Hans.
Henry's right, sir. Duty first, fun later.
God's wounds. I haven't been away from Rattay in ages. So, here, I intend to live a little. Blasted iron shirt. Oh, what a relief. I feel like I've just shed 40 pounds.
Ah, Christ. Will I ever live to see his young lordship finally grow up? He's got a good heart, but he doesn't have the sense that he was born with.
Well, responsibility will catch up with him soon enough, though.
There's more chance of me becoming a monk.
That's a view fit for a king.
Whew. You were right about our stench.
Let's hope this water isn't too cold. You wouldn't want your pride and joy shrinking.
Осуждаю такое, ребят. Осуждаю, не поддерживаю.
Come on. Oh, that really shrivels the old ballsack.
What's the matter?
Females! Let's go to them.
Sir Hans!
Oh, shut up and let's go. But quietly. We don't want them to spot us.
Hans!
Head down, Henry. We've got to sneak closer.
Так, также, да. Ребят, а давайте пока на данном моменте, прикольном моменте, ладно, мы закончим данную серию. Всем спасибо за просмотр, за лайк, коммент, дизлайк. Тоже спасибо. Отдельное спасибо, ребят. Также за подписку на Ютубе и Твиче. Всем счастливо и всем ББ.